Hey there, I'm Talicia Stone Street. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make these 5 healthy, easy, and tasty lunches. So yeah, let's jump right in. So first we're going to start making these open face peanut butter and jelly rice cakes, kind of like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You're just going to take some frozen berries, monk fruit sweetener or any kind of sweetener you like, peanut butter, and rice cakes. So you're going to take your frozen berries and put them in a bowl and thaw them out in the microwave. You don't want to heat them up, you just kind of want to get them thawed out, so only heat it for a few seconds and then check it and kind of stir it, and just do that every few seconds until it's cooked. If you're using fresh berries, you skip that step and just mash them up. And then you add your sweetener of choice. I use monk fruit sweetener. You can use stevia or any other sweetener. I just like the 0-calorie sweeteners to make it healthier. And then you're going to lay your rice cakes down and then assemble your open face PB&Js. So you're just going to get your peanut butter and spread it on the top of each of them. I use about like 1 to 2 tablespoons depending on how peanutty I want it. And then you will add your jelly on top of that, and that's pretty much it. It's super yummy and it's a nice sweet lunch, especially it's like a take on the kids' PB&Js, but a lot healthier. So I love this. It's one of my favorite go-to lunches that's just so easy and simple to make and tastes really great. Next up, I'm making tuna avocado open face sandwiches, kind of similar to the last thing but with tuna. I just add seasonings to my tuna. I use garlic powder, onion powder, chili powder, and this complete seasoning that I got from the dollar store. You can use whatever seasonings you want, and then I make this, I call it fake guac, basically just mashed up avocado with like the same seasonings. And then you're going to take your tuna and you're going to make little balls and kind of smash it down and fry it in a pan, and you're going to let it cook. If you want it to stick together better, you can throw an egg in there before you cook it, mix it in with the tuna. That'll help hold it together better, but I didn't really care if they fell apart a little bit, so yeah, I didn't do that. But then you just put the rice cakes down, put your tuna patties on top, and top it off with your avocado mixture. You can also do the same thing, just without cooking the tuna if you just want the raw tuna as well. So next up I have this coconut curry. And this is more like a soup style. So you're going to take 2 cans of coconut milk and pour them in your pot and bring it to like a boil, and then you're going to add your coconut or your curry mix, curry paste. You can use any kind of curry you want. I'm using red curry, and you can get curry paste at like any Asian section of most stores like Safeway, Walmart. Yeah, so just look for it there. You're gonna add the curry paste in slowly, like a little bit at a time, because once you add too much it's kind of hard to go back, so you just want to add a little bit at a time and taste it every once in a while. And I also added some monk fruit sweetener to sweeten it a little bit, and then I threw in my bags of frozen veggies, and you just want to cook that until the veggies are like steamed through, cooked through. So you just check it every few minutes, check your veggies, and then once your veggies are cooked, you're gonna taste test it one more time, make sure that the curry tastes good. I thought mine needed a little more salt, so I went to add more salt, and I totally screwed this up. As you can see right here, I'll show you. This is so bad. Watch. I opened the wrong side of my salt, see right there? Yep. And I went to dump it in, and just so much salt came out, probably at least like 3 tablespoons. And it was boiling, so it just like instantly cooked in, so that was ruined. But usually you would be done right there and put it in a bowl and eat it. But I'm gonna try to salvage my vegetables, and I'm gonna show you how to make an alternative curry that's pretty much the same way, but instead of a soup, it's just gonna be like a curry sauce that you'll put over some brown rice with your veggies. That's me pouting because I was just so sad about my soup. But I'll just put some curry paste down and add a little almond milk and a little bit of the monk fruit sweetener and salt, and you just cook it down and add what you need as you need to, more almond milk and sweetener, and taste it. And then I mixed some cornstarch and water in a little cup and poured it in to thicken it. Once it tastes what you want it, tastes how you want it. I had some frozen brown rice in the freezer that I just heated up in the microwave, so that worked out really great. But if you don't have that, you obviously have to make brown rice. And then put your veggies in and put the curry paste or curry sauce on top. And this turned out so good. I'm actually glad that I had to do it that way because it was better than the soup would have been. So this next up is a sweet potato hash. It's so good. Usually I have regular sweet potatoes, but I bought a bag of these like little sweet potatoes that are white on the inside. That was so weird to me. I've never seen that. Usually they're orange, but if you're using regular sweet potatoes, like the bigger ones, I would just use like 1 to 2 or 1.5. But I used quite a bit because they were really small. These ones, you just peel your potatoes, and then you're also going to cut up an onion. That's optional, you don't have to have onion. And I did cut up the onion first because I wanted to start cooking it before the potatoes because it'll take a little bit longer to get the onions soft. So I just diced up the onion really small and put it in my pan, and then I'm just gonna throw in a little bit of garlic. Jarred garlic, you can use fresh or garlic powder if you don't have that. I always clean up my peels before I move on because I don't want them all over the counter. Anyways, so throw in your garlic into the pan, a little bit of olive oil, and start cooking that on like a medium heat. And then you're gonna chop up your potatoes into little cubes. And it's usually more colorful and pretty with the orange sweet potatoes, so I was kind of bummed about this, but they still tasted the same and it was really good anyways. But anyways, cut up your sweet potatoes, and yeah. So then once your onions are cooked down a good amount, you're gonna, well, I was still cooking them down a little bit, so I started making an avocado mash again, just like with the tuna. But once your onions are cooked to where you like them, you're gonna throw in a little bit of olive oil and toss the sweet potatoes in there, stir it all up, and then I put a lid on so they'll cook faster. And then I'm just gonna finish making that avocado mash. I just add some seasonings and mash up my avocados how you want them. You can just use fresh avocado, you don't have to like season it and make a little mash like I do. It's good either way. But this is kind of, I'm kind of making it like a Southwest style, so I wanted it to be kind of similar to guac. And then I added a little salt and pepper into my potatoes and continued to cook them down a little bit. And I just threw a bag of frozen spinach into the microwave and heated it according to the package directions. And then I opened up a can of green chilies and tossed that in with the potatoes as they're getting closer to being done. And also a can of black beans. Obviously everything's optional, you don't have to do all this. I just like having spinach in there to throw in some extra greens. And I love green chilies, so that's in like everything. And then you're gonna go ahead and cook some eggs in a smaller pan off to the side. I cook those on like medium heat, and I put the lid on so it steams like the top so the whites all get cooked without having to flip them. It's just easier for me that way. And then you will assemble your hash. And I put the avocado mixture on top of them and then some salsa. Obviously everything's optional, so you can skip that. And then yeah, that's pretty much all you do. It's super yummy and so filling. So I would recommend making a little bit smaller portions, but it's so good. I love that recipe. So lastly, I'm going to make like a bento box with zucchini corn fritters. I just cut up one small zucchini into pretty small cubes and throw that into a bowl, and then I will heat a package of frozen sweet corn in the microwave according to the directions, and then I will also add that in the bowl with the zucchini and mix it up. And then I'll start seasoning it, so I'll just throw in some salt, pepper, garlic, maybe a dash of onion powder, and just however you want to season it. And then I throw in a couple tablespoons of some breadcrumbs. You kind of just go mix it in and then go by how much you need. I just added a little bit extra. I think I had like 5 tablespoons of breadcrumbs, and then I'll add in 3 eggs. Well, you just go one by one to see what you need, but I ended up needing 3 eggs, and you mix it all together till it's kind of like a paste, like a really thick, chunky paste. I don't know if that makes any sense, but till it looks like that. And then I throw some olive oil in a pan and make little fritter-looking pancake things out of them, fry them on each side for a few minutes. And yeah, that's pretty much how you make the corn fritters. So then I also boiled some hard-boiled eggs, and I just throw the corn fritters in the box, and you can assemble it however you want, and then throw the hard-boiled eggs in. And I made a trail mix out of almonds, dark chocolate, and craisins, and then I just cut the eggs in half to make it look prettier and throw some salt and pepper on top of them. And that's pretty much it. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and comment, and I'll see you next time.